What's happening, crypto fam? Welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. I've just stumbled across this. I had a little chuckle to myself, just thinking, here we go again, mate. We're gonna fix the ether fees. Hands up if you can't stand Ethereum gas fees. But the core devs have a solution. The Ethereum core devs launched Pump the Gas effort to raise the gas limit. The devs argue that raising the gas limit to 40 million will cut Ethereum's layer 1 transaction fees by 15 to 33%. Okay, but you might want to go for 99%. I mean, just saying, when you look at the price of an Ethereum transaction to other platforms that offer or now offer similar smart contracts, if not better smart contracts, faster, more efficient and cheaper, you might want to try and get it a bit more than 15 to 33%. But if you don't quite understand it, which most of us don't, there's a link in the description for the Pump the Gas website that this article is about to talk about. There's a little bit more details in here, especially like what is the gas block limit, and it explains it in a little bit more depth, but not too much so you don't understand it. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous. Ethereum developers have launched a new initiative in a bid to raise blockchain networks' long static gas limit, arguing that the change can be used to help scale Ethereum. On March the 20th, core developers Eric and Mario, they've suggested we go from 30 million to 40 million. This can result in a 15 to 33 reduction in layer 1 transaction fees, said Connor. We're calling on solo stakers, client teams, pools and community members to help. The Pump the Gas hashtag has already started to gain some support from Ethereum users, stakers and decentralized finance investors on X. Concept observed that Rocket Pool Validator proposed a block with 40 million gas limit on March 20th. Here it is today. Launching an effort to help raise the Ethereum gas limit from 30 million to 40 million. This can result in a 15 to 33 reduction. Is it enough? Just let me know in the comments right off the bat, like listening to this. Is that even enough to make a dent? And obviously, right, let's just step back a little bit. When you talk of the hardcore Ethereum community, they're going to buzz off this. Like, you're talking about up to a third savings on fees. They're going to buzz off it. But for global mass adoption, it's not going to cut the mustard, mate. I don't think people generally get the message that most people out there, if you ask them to spend £1 on a transaction, they'll see their ass. They'll see their ass. Now, there'll be a little bit of leeway from it costing 5p to £1 when they understand the benefits of a decentralized network and the fact that something has to pay for it. Something's got to pay for it. It has to be the fees. And when you explain that the banks take fees, banks charge fees, but you don't see any of them benefits, the bankers at the top get the benefits. Well, when you go decentralized, we're all sharing the benefits. So, it's a tricky one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is 33% enough to make a splash? The call to increase the gas limit has gained momentum over the last few months. In January, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik suggested that the gas limit be up from 30 million, where it has been since August 2021, to 40 million. It gives you an idea that it generally does get raised, and the website actually explains a little bit why they don't go higher. It's important to remember that one of the core goals of Ethereum is to remain decentralized as possible. If the gas limit is raised too high, we could create a scenario where the chain becomes too large for solo node operators to validate and download. There's also malicious attacks where they can get attacked by infinite loops and whatnot. So there is a little bit of reason why they don't just go 90 million and have it come down 66%, or go high enough to make them pretty much ridiculously as cheap like other platforms. It's absolutely crazy. It is crazy. So the limit, the gas limit is referring to the maximum amount of gas spent on executing transactions or smart contracts in each block. So gas is the ether fee required to conduct a transaction or execute a smart contract on the network. Here's the past of the gas fees. Up the sides, millions, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which is what it's at now. Been there since 2021. And you can see not too long ago, it wasn't even 5 million. I think we'll all agree that this did help a little bit. When they put it up the other year, it helped a little bit, but again, it's not helped enough to make a splash. It's not helped enough for global mass adoption. And I just feel like they really need to do a little more. The website explained that each operation has a predefined gas cost, and contracts have a gas limit they cannot exceed during execution. This prevents malicious contracts from overloading the network with infinite loops or excessive resource consumption, raising the gas block the gas block limit 33%. Gives layer 1 Ethereum the ability to process 33% more transactions load in a day. So I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. I think any network that wants to be serious, when we talk about every single thing of value or the receipt that represents that value going on blockchain, the fees to move that about and to sustain that kind of everything needs to be ridiculously cheap, or everyone is going to just say, go fuck yourself. I'll use a different network that is cheap, because we know they exist. Solana, at the moment, damn, son. Wiping, mate, don't be surprised in a couple of years if Sol's took Ether spot, mate, killing it. Now, all them videos about the Ether killer over the years, I think Sol might actually be like, yo, I'm having your spot, bro. And it'll take a while. It's barely even $200, is it? But give it time. It is absolutely rocketing. And there's other platforms coming where the NFT minting's cheaper, the smart contracts are cheaper. Across the board, it's cheaper, faster, more efficient, much more suitable for global mass adoption than Ethereum. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is Ethereum ever going to be good enough for mass adoption of the majority of contracts on the planet? I don't believe it is. Not when we're only talking about little pips up. Ethereum it absolutely does my head in, and I've got to spend Ethereum at the moment to bridge all the root stuff to the root network. But once all that root stuff's on the root network, I am done with Ether. I'll never buy an Ether asset again. I'm done. Can't stand gas. Get me on a platform that's cheaper and more efficient all day. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what your favorite platform is. And yeah, diversify across them all. Maybe don't leave Ether alone just because I'm gone. Do your own research. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give it a share, give it a like, give it a subscribe. You know the dance, guys. Live for happiness. Live long and all dull. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.